Building your project in Lumion just got easier. From new mask placement tools like cluster placement or line placement, to loading your own custom HDRI, the new Lumion 2023.3 has a lot of exciting new features that I will cover in today's video. And not only that, this will be a full tutorial on how you can create this scene. Hi, I'm Nuno Silva, and today we'll make the Valley Villa project in Lumion. As with every project, I begin by gathering references. First, I loaded all the project images I could find inside PureRef, which lets you copy and paste all the reference images you find online. We can see that this house sits on a valley area just outside Vilnius, Lithuania. Lumion has OpenStreetMaps built in the terrain editor, which you can actually pull in real-life locations such as satellite imagery or height maps. So I went to Google Maps to try to find the Valley Villa house location. And well, let me say it took longer than expected. It was like finding a needle in a haystack. But after some time of looking at one of the photos that has some city view and trying to place my camera in the same position on Google Earth, I finally found the house location. Now you can simply right-click on Google Maps and copy the location. Then, in Lumion OSM, you can paste this location. Here, I'll leave the OSM range to 500 meters. We don't need more than that for this project. And I'll select these two options to download, height maps and satellite maps. Then, just press download. Give it a couple of seconds to download everything, and you will be prompted with this. And before we continue, let me just say that downloading OSM information is now much faster in the new Lumion 2023.3. And the quality of the satellite image is way better, as you can see by these two images side by side. One from 2023.2 and another from 2023.3. Now, inside Lumion, let's disable all of these options and leave only satellite. We are left with both the height map of the real-world terrain and the satellite images. This will help to know where to place trees and bushes and the exact place of the house. You can see that some areas of the Lumion terrain are coming through the model. We can easily fix this by clicking on Landscape and selecting the first icon called Height. Now, selecting the option Lower allows you to quickly lower some areas of the terrain that are coming through the 3D model. After setting the terrain and house in place, the first thing I'll do is to set up my camera position and aspect ratio. And why is this important to set in the first place, you ask? This way you can focus only on the area that are visible to the camera. We don't need to waste time on areas that we know for sure won't be seen in the final render. First, I'll use the effect 2-point perspective, so my vertical lines are all parallel. And since I want to replicate the view from this photo, I'll use an effect called Image Overlay. But first, by looking at the image properties, I can see it was shot with a 17mm lens. So I will set the same here on the focal length in Lumion. Now I'll load the image and reduce the opacity. Now it's only a matter of fine-tuning the position to match the one on the image. For this type of exteriors, I always add 2 layers of ground soil with different material IDs. On the top layer, I'll add a grass ground material, and I'll use one of the new 18 landscape PBI materials available. I will select this one and adjust slightly its properties. Then on the bottom layer of the terrain, I set the 3D grass material. I will select the cut grass, which works great for this scene. I will adjust the parameters to fit the style I'm looking for, and this is how it looks. As for the house materials, I'll be using only materials from the Lumion library. The facade features wood planks, which you can find a whole section in the wood materials category. And I will select this one. Now, for this area, I will select this material and reduce the saturation property. For the ground, we have a stones category, and inside a section called pavement. Here I'll select a material that's similar to the one on the reference. I'll continue to populate the scene with Lumion materials. Now, before starting to add vegetation elements to the scene, Lumion has layers that help you organize your project and will help you hide assets that are too heavy and allow you to work with no problems. The first layer will be called House. The second layer, I'll name it Trees. Now it's time to start adding some vegetation to the environment. With the new 2023.3 version, they introduced a new line placement tool and cluster placement. I will start with the cluster placement. In my opinion, this works much better than the previous paint placement, since you can place large quantities of objects in one go. I'll browse the hundreds of tree assets that Lumion has, and select some pine trees that look similar to the ones in the reference. As you can see, I can define how many assets I want, and one of the best parts of this cluster tool is that you can define the range. This way, I can quickly add large chunk of assets here, and next I will increase the cluster range and add more spaced trees in this location. It's really a much more flexible tool and it's now usable compared to the paint placement. I'm just adding trees in these areas using the satellite view as a reference of where to place them. I'm using this mostly for background trees. Now, I will select the new line placement tool. As you can see, now when adding new points, I can control these points vertically. Or I can simply click here to conform to the ground. Another great thing about it is that when you're placing nature objects, they are now giving a small random color variation. As a result, the trees should appear less uniform. I will keep adding vegetation assets from Lumion library to fill up the scene. And lastly, I will add the pine trees that I bought from the 3D Sky website. They are high quality, but they do take more resources from your computer. So I'll add them to a new layer called High Quality Trees. This way I can always hide them to be able to work smoothly. After adding all of these assets, I always like to select them all and click on this option to randomize the rotation and randomize the scale. This gives great variation to the scene. Remember, nothing in nature is perfectly even or identical. So when you're trying to recreate nature or any environment, we gotta remember to mix things up a bit and embrace the chaos. Makes everything feel more authentic. This is how the scene looks so far with all the nature assets. We do have one large tree in the foreground that's missing in my scene. So I'll use this tree, which I also got from 3D Sky. And by the way, I'll leave the links to them in the description below. And I'll place it in the foreground as well. And by the way, if you're looking to improve your expertise in the new Lumion, I'd like to invite you to check out my new Lumion Render course. The link will be in the description, feel free to check it out. Now that we have our scene with materials and well populated with assets, it's time to start adding some render effects. I want to go in depth into one particular effect, the real skies. This got a big update and now you can finally add your own custom HDRI skies. So let's start by adding a real skies effect to the scene, and you can see it looks quite different now. You have a new slot right here to add your own custom sky. There's the heading as before, where you can define the rotation of the sky. We now have sky brightness, which stands for the overall scene brightness. And then we have background brightness, which affects only the sky and not the overall scene. And lastly, and actually I should say finally, we have the sun intensity inside the real skies effect. This way we don't have to keep adding the sun on top of the real skies effect anymore. You can control everything directly from within this effect. Let me show you how to add custom skies. First, we can go to a website called hdriheaven.com. Here you can find lots of HDRI skies for free. I'll go to Skies, then select Partially Cloudy. I'll select this one. In this button, you can select which resolution you want. Lumion allows up to 16K resolution, but in my case, 8K should be more than enough. When you click the button, it should start the download. Now, back to Lumion, click on this folder icon to load the new HDRI. Select it, and now it's a matter of adjusting parameters. And this is how it looks. With only this effect, you can see it already looks quite nice. Before moving on, I just want to let you know that now you can also animate the real skies, but I'll go more into that later in this video, stay tuned. Now, looking back at my reference image, we can see that there are some atmospheric effects here. We can simulate this by adding a fog effect. I'll just increase the density and increase the fall off. Change it to a slightly yellowish color and add a bit of brightness. And this is how it looks. Next, I'll add a precipitation effect. No, I don't want to have any rain or snow on my scene. I just want to add only a little bit of precipitation effect to add some material variation to the terrain. I'll add a color correction effect, and I just want to focus on another new feature, LUT profiles. A LUT is a set of color grading effects that are stored within a single file. You can find plenty of LUTs for free online, but Lumion already ships a few for you to use. I'm going to select this one, and now I'll just adjust the opacity to decrease the intensity of the LUT. This gives a more coherent color to the whole scene. I'll continue to add render effects to my scene, and I'll move on to the scene humanization. To finish the design, I'll be adding these tables and chairs from Lumion library. And this car next to the garage. You get the feeling that someone really lives here, so you can imagine yourself sitting in those chairs, enjoying a beautiful forest view. Now, in some of the project photos, we have some people with motion blur on it. This is achieved with a low shutter speed from the real-world camera. Did you know that you can do this exact effect inside Lumion without the need for any post-production? That's right, and I'll show you how right now. For this to work properly, I will select one character from the 3D people, not the static ones. This one walking will do just fine. Then you need to go to Movie and just press 2 times to add a new camera animation without any movement. Here I'm just going to paste all the effects from the photo mode. And now you need to add an advanced move effect. You click Edit, and here on the 0 all the way to the left of the timeline, you click this button to add a new keyframe. Now just move the timeline to the end and move the character to a position further away from the camera. Click on the keyframe to set a new position, and this is the final movement. Okay, now we need to add another effect to make this right. Let's search for motion blur, set it to the maximum, and now click on Render Movie. On top, let's select Image Sequence. In the frame range, select Range, and here you can say that you want from 25 to 25. You can see a small preview here. Just select the resolution you want and render it. And this is the final result. As you can see, you have now a person with full motion blur, like you typically see in any architectural photography. Don't forget to comment below if you find this tip helpful. And since we are here in the movie mode already, let me show you how you can animate the new Real Skies effect. It's really simple. I'll first change the sky to a more dramatic sky, so we can really see the effect. Then, on the timeline, just set the position to 0. And now you see this heading property? Next to it, you have a new keyframe button. Just press it. Now, move the timeline position all the way to the right. And on the heading, press again the keyframe button and move the sky slightly. And that's it, now you have a sky animation. Just be careful when animating this effect. Since the sky is a texture, this works great for small changes in the sky, and not for a full night and day time-lapse. By the way, you can now also render multiple clips in movie mode. You can go to Clips, and here select the ones that you wish to render at once, instead of rendering each one by one. Now, there are also more features in this new update that I would like to go quickly through. The LUTs material, both in the material editor under the foliage option or in the material library, now has colorizable LUTs. You can quickly adjust them to whatever color fits your design. The Omni lights have been updated, and besides having more options to select from, you can now load IES profiles as well. There's also been a big update on the model section, with about 100 fine detail nature objects, more static characters, and a whole section with low poly stylized models with characters, cars, and trees. These new assets work great for stylized scenes or simulating an architectural model. And there's also a new example scene called House of Time, which you can explore and check the render effects available. The design showcase template has been updated, both for raster and ray tracing with new options. There are still more new features, but I cannot cover them all in one video. I encourage you to try them out for yourself. I'll leave a link below where you can try Lumion for free, and by the way, if you are a design or architecture student, you can also get a free license. And let me know in the comments below what new feature you liked most. And that's it, thanks for watching, I'll catch you all in the next one.